Hello and welcome to Plays with Water. Here is my 125-gallon African Cichlid tank with peacocks, haplochromis, and some synodontis catfish. Tonight we're going to be doing a water change on it. So sit back, enjoy, and catch you in a bit. Alright, might be a little hard to tell, but I do have large sponge pre-filters on both of the two canister intakes. So what I have here is some tank water. We're just going to pop them out, kind of rinse them down in the tank water, get all the detritus out, but we're keeping the beneficial bacteria on the surfaces of the pre-sponges by rinsing them in tank water. So we're going to go ahead and do that. One. And two. Pro tip, keep towels in every corner of your fish room. Especially when you're dealing with electrical outlets, plugging, unplugging. Pretty basic. Now, since it is February, generally during the nicer months, I have this just running out into the garden. But like I said, it's February, so I have it just running into a slop sink. That's also how I fill it. I just reverse. I put the pump in there, run the sink, and pump it back into the tank. I am on a well, and my water is on the hard side, but I don't have any chloramines. I do add a little bit of dechlorinator just to be safe. I stopped doing the stress coat, and instead I add just regular aquarium salt, the API, and seems to help keep diseases back. You know, you get a little bit of the flashing, which is when they rub their bodies against the sand, you know, due to the water differences. And so yeah, we're just going to speed this up as I finish the water change, and then I'll show you how I refill it. Now, one thing I did to get a little better idea of actually how much water I'm taking out of the system was, maybe a little hard to see here. Try to zoom in on that. Right here, I created a mark with a Sharpie by just measuring halfway down with a ruler. So theoretically, that's at least 50% of my total water volume, as all my decor and sand is probably in the lower quarter of the actual tank. So this is probably more like 60% of the actual volume. So roughly I would like to come down a little bit more, you know, but it's just a good little idea, a little trick, so that you have a little better idea of how much water you're draining down. As all the cichlids are coming in and photobombing, probably see my hand, think they're getting fed. But yeah, just good little tips here and there I'll try to give you as we go along. In the lower left corner you can see my Hygor power head, and I leave that running the whole time. It helps, and I angle it towards the pump to help keep all the detritus and fish poo that I've stirred up in the water column and kind of going towards that pump. I don't use the traditional wide mouth siphon end of a python, just because I don't like to suck up sand and run it through the lift pump on my slop sink. So just another little tip there. Alright, so here I'm filling the bucket, and the pump is located in the bucket. we'll follow the hose out to the tank. And here I have one large clip holding the hose to the side of the tank, a second clip holding the colander to help just disperse the water and it doesn't make a big empty pile of sand there. And this little clip here is pretty much just a safety, so if the hose does try to wander away from the large clip, the smaller clip will catch it in place. Alright, water change is done. It's a little cloudy, mostly because of how I'm adding the water back into the tank. It's splashing down into the bucket, causing a lot of micro bubbles there and whatnot. So it's a little cloudy, but there's not a lot of, fish gunk and poop floating around. We managed to get most of that up while sucking the water out. Now what I like to do is give them a little treat of some defrosted krill. I get this going before I even start the water change, so it's nice and soft and not going to get brain freeze when they bite into a frozen piece of krill. So let's give them their treat and sit back, relax, enjoy the tank a little bit. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.